everybody. I'm your host, DJ Mahlatse. Welcome back to Set Podcast, Something Else Today. And today we have a guest, and we are going to talk about everything soccer. Everything that has everything to do with soccer, all the rumors, all these other awkward stuff. We're going to talk about them. But we have a professional soccer player with us who's joining us, who's currently trying to navigate the industry as well. So yes, hi Hlums, how are you doing?
Hi, Mahlatse, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Please introduce yourself fully to our audience.
Okay, I'm Hlumelo Ntshoko. Basically, used to play professional soccer, but now I'm just currently playing social leagues and then just playing indoor soccer and then just keeping fit.
Keeping fit. You do look fit. You do look fit. I'm always jealous of everyone with chiseled faces because I have a double chin. I always say it on camera. So yeah, definitely. So welcome to the show, actually. So how was it playing professionally prior to playing socially?
I mean, professional soccer has got its demands, like training, your diet, your social life as well. So apart from playing professional, I say things take a change when you're not playing professional soccer anymore. It's more of a thing of saying, okay, I'm playing social league, which means I can do 1, 2, 3. I can eat 1, 2, 3. It changes how you do things.
So they will choose your diets for you, like what you eat and what you can't eat.
Yeah, basically.
What is it that you can't eat if you're playing professionally?
I mean, you can't be having your burgers, like your junk food on a regular, maybe once in a while.
Oh, once in a while. Okay, so I thought it was like supermodel stuff because I know they have peers and sometimes cotton, to keep in shape. Those who don't know about supermodels, to be like very, very thin for the next shoot. So, okay.
So when last did you have a burger?
I had a burger yesterday.
Oh God! Welcome, AC. Welcome.
Hi.
It's been a hectic day. He's been there all day long. But I'm like, we just have to shoot, guys. Thank you. So sorry. Welcome. Yeah, a burger yesterday.
Yeah.
But then do you try to like keep to the diet that you usually get recommended, or now that you're just only trying to keep fit and there's no one like prescribing a diet for you, are you more free to like get a slice of pizza this weekend and that kind of stuff?
No, I'll basically eat your junk food once in a while. Like I said, I had a burger yesterday. I'll probably have a burger maybe after 2 weeks from now because I'm also
2 weeks is once in a while. I'm asking.
It's once in a while for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So I'm also trying to keep fit because I'm supposed to be playing today at 3. So
oh snap!
Yeah. So I try to balance it.
Okay.
But Mahlatse, 2 weeks is not once in a while. How often do you have a burger?
I think me and AC must have this discussion off camera. There's some questions in J. We leave them alone.
How often are you having junk food?
So far, I can take months without having junk food, which is something I've been trying. So when you live with the child, it actually works out until you promise them a burger if they pass. And now you're having burgers every Friday because of spelling. Because of their passing spelling every Friday. And now you're busy having burger because you promised them the burger. So I try to stay clear of it. But I have a burger or junk food when I feel like it. And I try not to feel like it often.
Okay.
I don't know if that actually makes it. So I suppress those actual feelings.
Okay.
So yeah. So how could you describe your journey of becoming like a professional football player? Was it easy? Was it hard? Before you switched to playing socially, of course.
I could describe it as it wasn't easy. It wasn't hard either. I mean, basically, when you've got the talent, you need to work on the talent. Your mindset on what you want. I mean, when you're growing up, you know what you want to become. And when you grow up playing soccer at a young age, there's people that are going to say that this boy's got potential to become one of the best players that they've seen. So for me, it was basically just growing up in a primary school and then from moving from primary to a soccer school and then from a soccer school to playing professional football.
Oh, like at my high school, our soccer coach used to say that. He used to say, if you're gonna be a professional footballer, you need to have already started. And we were like, I think we were grade 10 then, and it was like, you should have started a long time ago. Do you think that's correct? Like if you want to be a professional player, you should start like maybe at 6. That's what he used to say.
Yeah.
Like at 6, you need to start playing.
Yeah, I mean, you at 6, you can already hold the ball. You know what's happening in the game. Nobody needs to tell you anything.
Yeah.
At
By
6 years old.
Yeah, by the age of 13, you're already advanced. I mean, like, I started playing high school soccer while I was in primary. So from grade 6, when I was 11, 12. No, I was 11, turning 12. I was playing under 16 at the time for the high school, not the primary.
Wow.
And then when I got to high school, I actually didn't play you under 14s, you under 16s. I was actually playing first team at grade 8.
Damn.
So going forward, then at grade 10, I wasn't playing high school soccer. I was actually playing outside the school.
And where do you play? Like, what's your position?
I'm a number 6, I'm a number 7, I'm a number 8, I'm a number 9, I'm a number 10.
Oh,
Anything that's
so-
attacking.
yeah.
Oh, that's
That's
attacking.
me.
Thank you for clarifying it. I was
Oh, yeah.
gonna
You just
start wondering.
considering numbers, and my stats
So
is like numbers.
defensively, I'll play on your right back, I'll play on your left back, but not centre back.
Oh, you play all over the pitch.
All over the pitch.
Oh.
Thank you again for clarifying that.
Yeah,
right
no.
back, right, you know. So to our audience, trust me, I am not very glued up with the soccer stuff. But yeah, so I'm bringing this to you so that all the ladies as well and the gents, we can actually understand soccer a little bit more. Because it's very important. Apparently, it's a relationship requirement for some people for you to understand soccer. So before you go on that date with the guy that likes soccer, I would recommend you watch this episode. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. So yeah, okay. That seems like you've had quite a journey. So when did you exactly start playing professional, like on a team that actually plays with other AC? Please come in with other teams like.
Professional football just means you get paid to play.
Oh, you get paid to play.
When you play
Even when
professional.
you're on the bench, they
Even-
get
yeah.
paid.
Yeah.
As long as you signed a contract.
So they can
and
bench you the whole
season.
and you train
you
and you
might
get
not make the traveling squad as well, but you're still getting paid. As a soccer player, you don't get paid to play. You get paid to train.
okay.
True story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your training would be like, okay, you need to report to training at 8, but your training session starts at 9 a.m. Up until, let's say, 11:30. Maybe on the day you could have like a double session, which means you're going to have another session in the afternoon, let's say at 3 up until 5. So as a professional soccer player, even if you benched, even if you're not making the traveling squad, you still need to go to training because that's what they're paying you for.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. But now let's get into the soccer behavior or soccer, like what's happening actually in the actual world of soccer, right? Is it true that there's like an age limit of how far you can go with professional soccer? Because I was told, AC's looking at me like, what did she say?
Yeah, I want to see what you
I was told that as soon as you hit 22, I think, and you've not been playing for like a big team or professionally, then you're not going to make it. That's something I hear, and I don't know if it's true because I see Williams, Ronwen,
Yeah.
Ronwen
Keeper.
Williams is a goalkeeper, and he's 33.
30 something. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
over
30 something.
Yeah.
And I heard Kune was also 30 something in his soccer.
Kuna's 34 or 5, somewhere there.
So in his soccer age, he was never in his 30s. Okay.
Oh yeah, but people say his age was kind of made up, but I don't know.
So is it true?
I mean, you get soccer players that they advance at a later stage. Like you get someone that's making their professional debut at 26, 27. These guys have been playing maybe in a lower league and then they get scouted
Yeah.
maybe in a major tournament. So I don't think it's got a limit, but then it also doesn't deny you like what can I put it like your start.
Yeah.
Others will start at 18 playing professional. Others will start at 25. Others will start at 27.
I know Didier Drogba. He was signed to Chelsea when he was 26, famously. You know, like, and before he was at Chelsea, he was relatively an unknown player, but then he became like one of the biggest superstars. And he only started playing for a big team.
For
at
example,
26,
Jamie
yeah.
Vardy. Jamie Vardy started playing soccer at what, 29?
Oh yeah. He won the league with Leicester at around 29, I think. Yeah.
Oh, because I see, like Orlando Pirates has the Coco Melons. like the young kids
Yeah.
playing. So I genuinely thought, sorry, are
I'm
they not
impressed. I'm
cocomelons?
impressed, about the cocomelons.
Guys, please do not judge my soccer knowledge. I'm also learning here.
I just checked.
So-
Kune is 38.
Yes. So at some point he played in his 30s, right? Or is it the made up age?
No. Hlumelo Ntshoko is 38 years old.
Oh, I could read that there was a made up age. Our guest is actually laughing. That's great. Guys, okay, so age does not matter, right?
It doesn't matter.
So you can play soccer professionally at 37, is that fine?
At 37?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we still got players that play at 37.
Ronaldo is 40. He's still playing.
Mara, it's Ronaldo.
Okay, fair. It is Ronaldo. But, I mean, Iniesta played until he was... How old was Iniesta? People were making the joke that he owes some loan sharks. That's why he doesn't stop playing. he played until his 40s too, I believe.
So to our audience, if you are in professional soccer, do not owe any loan sharks, because you're gonna play until until retirement age, and you don't want to be playing until retirement age, because at some point your bones will give in. Even if you look young, your bones have to give in at some point. I think that's how our bodies are designed. So you don't want to be there to our professional players playing until you are 50 there, and and people are like, and then, so yeah. So now let's get into the midst of soccer, of South African soccer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Please forgive me. I have to ask: is it true that some teams actually use African magic on the ground?
It does happen at some teams.
Okay.
There's one team in particular, they don't even hide it.
Oh,
They-
guys, and sometimes it's not African magic. It's just mind games.
Mind
Yeah,
games.
it's mind
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
It's
So they're
mind
trying to
games.
convince you that they're using something, so
no,
that
they're
whether you're
convincing the
scared.
opposition, actually, because they're gonna do it in front of the opposition. So now it gets in your head.
Yeah, but again, Ngalen.
So tell them that's in January. It's a fantasy.
Oh no, the Pirates guys don't even hide it, bruh.
I saw with that. That's why I'm
Yeah.
asking, because I saw that picture where that guy was actually
Yeah,
throwing.
every single game, there's like 4 of them, and they walk to both posts, and they go and they fafaza something there, and then
But after the second half, don't you switch the goalposts?
they do both sides.
Oh, so they do both
Yeah,
sides.
yeah.
So they tagata you and they tagata themselves too.
They
So it's
tagata you and they
equilibrium.
protect
It's equal.
themselves.
So you're all protected, in other words. So okay. So it means you're all, because also with these teams, even though Orlando Pirates is fafazing stuff, but there's been a tweet I saw recently that said being a Sundowns fan must be so boring because you're always winning. There's no drama. So they're still getting beat by Sundowns, but they're busy. They're on the fields. So could possibly be the mind games, because it means it's time to change.
Mara Sundowns ayihlezi idla kanjalo iPirates.
Ayenzi?
Ayihlezi idla kanjalo.
He's a Pirates guy. You can tell. He's
No, I'm not a Pirates guy. I'm not a Pirates. I'm not a Pirates guy, but I'm just saying from recent games, what I've watched is that Pirates can actually hold Sundowns. Ne? But Pirates, they don't have consistency. They win 2 games, 3 games, and then they'll play a draw against Cape Town City. They lose to Stellenbosch. And then Sundowns is consistent. After they lose against Pirates, they're going to win every game that follows.
That's true.
But that's how they win the league.
So they lack consistency,
Yeah.
and they use other things on the field. Where
They'll
they
win your big
fafaza.
games. The Pirates will win you your big games, but then
The small
consistency-
games.
The small games, that's when they're going to play a draw. That 1 point you get from there is sometimes it's 3.
Okay.
And honestly, Pirates is playing the best football in the league. Their football is
Are you referring to Thembinkosi Lodge?
No,
it doesn't play for Pirates.
Does he not? Did they not borrow him? Hey, I'm embarrassing myself today on camera. They didn't borrow him. Man, didn't they say they loaned him so that he can go to play against Man City? Who loaned who?
No.
Pirates was sold to his Sundowns. I mean, Oloch was sold to his Sundowns, and then from Sundowns he was loaned out to Wydad in Morocco.
Wydad FC, which is the team that played Man City in the Club World Cup.
Yeah. So now he's back at Sundowns.
Oh, now he's back. So he's a Sundowns, because
He's
remember
a
we were
Sundowns
talking about
player.
his amazing performance against Man City, where people were even saying Thembinkosi Lodge versus Man City alone. And AC even mentioned that the reason he didn't get man of the match was because of his team lost. But if his team would have won, he could have gotten man of the match.
No, that was a good game.
He had a good game. Yeah.
Okay.
Certainly agree.
Okay.
He had a good tournament, actually.
Yeah. It's
All
beautiful.
right, makes sense. And let's go back to the myth again around, the lifestyle that professional soccer players live. The party lifestyle, the having kids around lifestyle. Is it something that's really there, or is just a few scandals that are like an exception that's just happening around? Because we spoke about Andile Mpisane. Is he the one at Orlando Pirates?
No,
Mpisane is not at Orlando Pirates either.
Mpisane, no. He plays. He used to play for Royal AM, but they've got legal troubles right now, so I don't think that team exists.
Oh
as
yeah,
we
because
speak.
it's MamKhize's.
Yeah, it's
Team.
MamKhize's team. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna touch that. And then, so let's go back to the question then. Is it true those myths around behavior in professional soccer team players?
Let me put it like this. When you go to work, you go to work at 8.
Mm-hmm.
You knock off at 5.
Correct.
Tina, we go to training at 8. We knock off at 11.
What is that supposed to mean?
It basically means ukuthi wena mawushayisa emsebenzini thina sesidayiwe.
You're already dealing with Babala's the time I actually.
Wena mawuphuma la emsebenzini thina siyolala. Because we know ukuthi we've got one training session on that particular day. And then sometimes it's a matter of saying, okay, we are playing on a Sunday. You're playing on a Sunday. The only people that are going to go to training are the people that played more than 60 minutes, which means they need to recover, a recovery session. By the time we leaving training, when we are senzani.
Yeah.
So that's how it comes about.
So it's not a myth, it's just the lifestyle of most professional soccer players.
It's a lifestyle.
And have you seen the difference between the lifestyle of the professional soccer players and the rugby players? The rugby players are the family people, they're the ones that get married, that have kids, bring their wives to games, and then there's you guys. Are you guys not trying to change around? And also, is there not a diet for alcohol on the way? Bayadagwa ba rugby. AC. Bayadagwa ba rugby.
Rugby. Well, I think it's just not publicized because I think. But then, anyways, I'm not into the rugby scene as much, but I really don't see the news that way.
The scandals.
Yeah, Aspas.
Aspas.
That's why.
Okay.
So if you're gonna come across, you're gonna go to a restaurant now. Let's say we have kids. With a particular player, you can tell what's okay. That's Ubani, and Ubani is drinking.
True.
But with a rugby player, and then you're not even gonna know who they are.
Okay, but also even around that behavior, can you get cancelled or fired as a soccer player if that behavior is like publicized too much?
I mean, the social media, they somehow control it. Okay, you can post this, you can't post that, you can do whatever you wanna do, but as long as you can maintain your fitness, you can still give the team what they want.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
But what's the, is it? Oh, I guess it's part of what you were saying. Gucci, like soccer players knock off at 11, and they basically have half the day to do, everything they want. But like, why do you think it is that most soccer players go broke so soon after retirement?
Because they are drinking.
They're drinking all of their money from 11. It's 11
No,
training.
It's not about drinking, guys. It's lifestyle. And when you stop playing, it basically means you can't afford to be renting this place. Team was helping you 1, 2, 3. Now there's no team that's gonna help you. You're alone. You've got a family back home. I mean, I can say most soccer players abafundanga. So they don't actually have something to fall back to after retirement. It's either they go to coaching or starting academies and stuff like that. But also the lifestyle, it's okay, I'm playing for a certain team, I want to stay goopy, I want to drive this car. And then soccer players also compete amongst each other. Lapha team mangibona wena ufika nge-X1 mina ngifuna ufika nge-X3. So kuprovelana ipoint ukuthi okay.
Yeah.
But if you guys are doing that, doesn't that affect the team dynamic? So what makes the team dynamic strong if that's what people are doing? Because you need a strong team dynamic to actually play in harmony on the field, right?
Yeah. It doesn't affect you, but like I'd say, now you've got colleagues. Laba bantu osebenza nabo are not your friends. It's the same as a soccer player. When you get there, these people, some of them are not my friends. You'll have maybe like 4 or 5 friends in a team. But then we are teammates. After training,
Also, I feel like the life cycle of a soccer player in SA is so much more limited than, say, England. Because in England, all the guys that we used to watch when we were younger, I'm revealing my age, but like Abo Lampard, Rooney and them, they all kind of moved into management. But all the South African players, not really. There's like only a few, Abo Tikom Di Seba, there are pundits that you see now and then. But like management, it's always like we're getting foreign managers and not, we get like Brazilians to come coach, Portuguese guys to come coach, but we're not really investing in our former players to become managers.
So with what AC is saying, are you saying that maybe in the industry there needs to be a way in which even players that actually wash out or happen to retire, they need to be a way that they're trained so that they can actually keep being in the industry, so that they can be coaches, so that they can actually make money out of even not playing soccer?
I think that's a huge choice. You decide on what you want to do after football.
But even if you decide, and now AC is saying they bring in Brazilians to coach, that means even if you decide and you do it.
We've got good coaches in SA that used to play. Abu Kevin Hunt used to play soccer. Abu Peter used to play soccer. So there's many coaches, but then you're not going to retire from football and then the next day you're coaching Sundowns or Kaizer Chiefs or any team like that. You're basically going to be maybe in the development of those teams, coaching you under 11, under 12, and then you're getting your CAF licenses so that you can actually become a first team coach.
Are the guys doing that though?
Yeah, they are.
Abombazo, are they doing that? Abo Shabalala.
I've seen Shabalala on ads, but mostly for betting companies, if I'm not mistaken. Because if it's betting, it's mostly sports, horses, aviator, which I don't recommend, by the way. And all of.
I don't know aviator.
We're talking about soccer. Aviator is about planes and pilots. It ate my 100 rand, by the way. But
that's why.
So it did charge my $100, and then the following day it charged my $50. So I probably lost a couple of bucks there to Aviator, because you win and then you become greedy.
And I feel like they make up the numbers. Have you seen those numbers that are like below and they say someone
someone just took
someone
out,
someone just made 2 million? Like nah.
2 million. I've only seen the one who, there's a time someone put, I used to go watch if I have stress. This is how I would take out my stress. I would always feel like there's always someone with bigger problems than me. Yeah. So what I would do is I'd go on Betway and I'd go under Aviator and I'd look at those amounts that are actually, and someone has 10K and then that plane keeps flying and it's 3x. And I'm like, keep pay money, like take it out now. And then it flies off and I'm like, you just lost 10K. It used to be very entertaining. So coming back to the sports segment, so I've seen Chabalala on the betting companies where he's actually advertising for a betting whatever. So they would put him as a face of a betting company. So I've seen them, and I've seen some of them on like podcasts or like those shows that they have during halftime. And all of that. So
pundits,
some of the soccer players that are retired that I've actually seen. I don't know who the commentators are, if the commentators have played soccer or is it a different career altogether.
I think it's a different career altogether.
Oh, it's a different
commentating,
Oh, okay, all right. So also, guys, how do you guys in your teams handle conflicts or disagreements? I'm sure there's going to be a lot of conflicts that actually arise since you guys are drinking from 11. I'm sure.
Did you see Mane and Sane got into it at Bayern? Have you seen anything like that?
Yeah? I've seen that. I've witnessed it. But then it happens that, okay, we're going to have a disagreement, whether it's on the pitch or off the pitch. Pela we humans. So, a mistake.
Then how do you deal with that?
No, you talk it out. Like whatever happens in the game, it stays there.
Yeah.
when we're off the pitch, and then we can talk. Okay, I didn't like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we just try to resolve everything in an adult manner. So.
Okay. So if the conflict is not resolved, does it show when you guys play a match?
Yeah, it shows basically.
Could this be the reason why Kaizer Chiefs has been losing for so long before they turn things around?
Chiefs is not losing that badly, guys.
Anymore. Yes, but before they were losing for years. I remember someone at the office was like, they've been losing for 300 and what days or some days. I'm like, you're counting. You are counting. So I know it's very personal to the Chiefs people because they're counting how many days. So could it be the fact that the team dynamic was bad at the time and they couldn't solve it out on the pitch? Because there's some teams where because when I grew up, it was either you were a Sundowns fan, Orlando Pirates fan, or a Chiefs fan. Those are the top 3 performing teams. Yeah. And Chiefs at some point was like top of the food chain. So I'm not sure what happened because they were losing so much. And then when they started winning, people were so happy. They were making interviews saying that they're gonna twerk if Chiefs lose. You remember that one when this guy said he's gonna twerk when Chiefs? Like they were making all sorts of, and all sorts of that. And then people started trusting them again. And then people started betting on them. And then they lost again. Could it be the team dynamic situation?
With the Chiefs, I don't think it's a team dynamic thing. I basically think it would see as a team is. I saw all this what I said. The Kaizer Chiefs are play. They need players. They've got players, but they need more players. I mean, when you talk about Kaizer Chiefs, you're talking about a big brand. It's basically one of the biggest teams in South Africa, if not the biggest. I'm not sure.
The biggest.
Only Chiefs.
I'm just saying. This is just facts.
Hopefully they're gonna have a good season, top 8 finish, maybe a cup there and there.
See what I'm saying? Talking that talk, yeah.
He is a Chiefs fan. AC is a Chiefs fan.
I don't know about that, but I'm just saying. Factually,
I thought you would be a Pirates fan.
I
was Sundowns.
Now they play beautiful football. I can't deny it, but no,
they've got the days. Yeah.
Okay. So if it's not team coordination, okay, maybe the player situation. But I heard that they tried to buy an international player a few years ago, but the price was just too steep. I'm not sure who the player is. Does anyone know? In 2023, the Chiefs tried to buy an international player.
Oh no, but they get international players,
A European actually.
Like European.
At the time in 2023, they tried to. Hey guys, I'm hearing sports news on the fly. I see no one knows what I'm talking about. Okay, sorry guys.
No, but I wanted to touch on the PSL statuses, the selling and buying of that. Just before we get into the particular Super Sport one, what do you think of it? Do you think that's good for the league?
Super Sport?
No, just the selling and buying of statuses.
I don't think that's good for the league. I mean, like, big teams that have been sold above Wits.
Right. Yeah, if Wits is gone, bruh.
Wits is gone. Bloemfontein
Celtic gone.
It's gone.
And now Super
Sport now. So I don't think that's a good thing. I think someone that wants to buy status should just build their own team, start from ground up, and then... Because it takes away, you would say, okay, Epitoli. We had the Pretoria derby. Now SuperSport is not there anymore. So that side, they don't have a derby anymore. So I don't think this thing of buying status is a good thing.
Yeah. And it was thing. So what's the difference between buying a club and buying a status? Do you know how it's different?
I think buying a club, when you buy a club,
yeah,
the players still remain. It's just the management that shifts. Now, when you're buying a status, let's say I'm buying Ichipa United and I'm based in Joburg. I want to take Ichipa United. Now, I need to move Ichipa United to Joburg.
Yeah.
So now I also want to get my own players.
So when you buy a status, you are you buying the stadium too?
You're actually buying the team.
You're buying the team, no?
You want to...
You're buying the team name.
You're buying the whole team. The whole thing, it's yours now. You can change the team name to whatever you want it to change it
And
to.
You can keep the team name too.
You can keep the team name
if you
too,
want it.
If you want. I don't think you can keep the team name unless you guys have basically a mutual agreement. but then it's your team. So whatever you wanna call it, you can call it that way. And then if you want these guys, you need to take these guys, or it's either you're gonna pay them to terminate their contracts and then get your own players.
So you can come in and say all the players that were playing for SuperSport, you guys are out of contract. I'm bringing my own players, or you can actually just say, guys, sign with me, and we can keep playing.
Yeah, basically happens like that.
Holy
Phela
smoke!
when you buying status, let's say you don't like me. Uthenga status laphayana, and then mangifika mina uyangitshela ukuthi yazi wena ngikufuna
Vaya, Joe. Damn.
So kahle uphilisa umsebenzi womunye umuntu kanje.
Isn't that like, I don't know? Isn't it where? Sorry, my stuttering has started. The labor laws come in. You can't just, or do they buy them out? Maybe the team members that they don't want.
They buy you out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you have some form of compensation, and then you will see how you're gonna get into the next team afterwards. And if you
Exactly,
don't
yeah.
get into the next team, that's where it comes, where they are broke after they've been team members or playing soccer for so long, and then they got rid of them.
It happens like that.
Yeah, no, that sounds horrible, man. That sounds horrible. If they buy your team status, now you're out of a job, and basically, so SuperSport doesn't exist anymore,
Basho kanjalo mina.
right? So, or can they still go and play in a lower league and try to get back up?
I don't think they're gonna play. I think the SuperSport ayiseko manje fana.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, maybe they can go play in a lower league, but ski professionally, NFT, PSL.
Oh,
Isimo sipa abaseko.
so you buy the right for them to play in professional leagues.
Yeah.
Those are the rights you're buying.
That's what you basically. If you buying a SuperSport, then you buying a status ukuthi you wanna play in the PSL. So it's laphayana ukuthi which league you playing at.
I think it would be better if you say you're swapping statuses with the team, right? If you've got a team in the NFD, and then you want to buy a SuperSports status in the PSL, and then you guys swap. And then SuperSports goes to play in the NFD, you go play in the. But you bring your own players, you bring your own facilities, but it's just team swapping status. I think that would work better than just to buy a team outright.
I don't think it happens that way.
Yeah.
Phela status PSL it roughly costs around over 50 million, 60 million.
Isan. Yeah. and
to
it
take
was,
status, you have to have that money. Ukhumbule ukuthi nakhona when you have that money, you're buying a status, you need to pay players, you need to organize accommodation when you're traveling, flights, all that.
But don't you make that money back when they? I'm actually getting confused. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, this is AC's show today. So don't you make that money back? Remember, they fill in the stadiums, or that is a different, profit structure.
Your home games, if on a supporters, you can actually make that money back. I'm not sure because I've never been.
Because I think if the reason why Kaizer Chiefs has been standing for so long, one of the reasons could be the fact that they are still able to fill a stadium, even though the players would go there, their supporters would go there, knowing for sure they're gonna lose. They still go there with that hope.
Yeah.
Couldn't it be the reason why one of the reasons why Kaizer Chiefs is still standing even after that long lose
Kaizer
streak?
Chiefs is a big brand. It's a brand on its own.
Yeah.
Periskeeper Chiefs will roughly cost you like 1.2. And how many people wear the T-shirt? La Bestia.
Ooh.
Yeah, and teams don't make most of their money from ticket sales. I think the majority of a team's revenue is TV rights, right?
Exactly.
And we still watch Kaizer Chiefs. Still, we're still going to tune in, whether they're losing or whatever.
not, that's
we're still
what I
going to
was
tune
saying.
in.
Yeah, I was also a baggy cheese, my
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna leave Chiefs alone. People are gonna start thinking I have a problem with Kaizer Chiefs, which I don't. By the way, I'm just curious. Okay, this is actually getting more interesting. So now, can we come back to talking about? Sorry, can we come back to talking about? There is the beef, an African beef between South African teams, a South African team and a Nigerian team. Is there a reason why that there is? Because every time when South Africa and Nigeria are playing, it becomes a social media hassle. You know, it becomes memes like, this is why we steal your woman. You know, it becomes an entire thing. They add us in the equation, and we were not there exactly when they decided to have this beef.
In Nigeria, how many Nigerians do you have in the country?
Oh, that could be the case.
Exactly. So I think it's a matter of saying, okay, uyazi ukuthi yazi masingadliwa yilabo. Mawuphuma ngaphandle nje uhlangana nabo and bakutshela uduthi. So mawusiya khona awufuna ubuya no lose lapha yana. You want to make sure ukuthi yazi we need to beat these ones. If we lose to these ones, then we are in trouble. Nje as a country, in our own country.
Okay, so I'm going to now talk about soccer in my own version, right? In my own funny version, right? So, can you advise the ladies, right? Is it advisable to date someone who loves soccer to a point that they have so many T-shirts of soccer? Are those people loyal? Because who favor Bayern, equal Germany? Who favor what is it? Bayern is in Germany, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, 100%.
Who favor Kaizer Chiefs in South Africa, and then who favor Chelsea, and only keeper take off like a monkey.
Sounds like you're talking about someone in particular.
No, I'm not. I'm just counting the teams that I know from the top of my head. You know, I like Bayern because they score. When you're watching a Bayern game, and yesterday they lost apparently, and when you're watching a Bayern game, it's very nice because Bayern will do 10-0. They'll score, and that's the whole point of watching soccer. I want people to be scoring. This thing, one not for the whole 95 minutes with the added time. It's just not it. I want to see people scoring goals.
I think in my perspective, it's about liking that particular jersey. You could wear a T-shirt, but you're not supporting that team. You just like the make of the jersey.
Yeah, but
so you could date that particular girl because you like the make of the particular girl, but you're just not a fan. Eh? Is that what you're saying? I'm interpreting what you're saying about the jersey. Now we're talking to my audience. I think we were talking to your audience. Yeah. Time for my audience now.
But I feel like there's a separation. I know a lot of people who have like an English team that they support and a Spanish team that they support. And also locally, you have to pick a team also, you know, like, so I know people support like 3 teams, but you have your favorite team out of those 3. So just in case two of the 3 play each other, there's a team that you always favor to win more. So I think it's fine. A guy can have more than, but you can't support this 2 teams in the same league. I think that's blasphemy.
And also, can we talk about the counterfeit jerseys, right? Can you guys tell if the jersey is counterfeit or not? If it's real from the actual shop and if it's from small street, can you guys tell it apart?
Yeah, yabonakala.
Yabonakala kanjani?
Ifake lapha emshinini. Ladies,
I thought I was going to give you tips to go buy the jerseys at small street. But apparently that's a bad idea.
Yeah, don't chip out Mahlatse. You must buy the original Bayern jersey for that guy,
because
for the specific guy you're talking about.
It's cold. This is Palma. I know this is Palma.
Hey, look at you.
And then basically we're telling 80 rand.
You know, there's also been a meme going around where they go like, you find ladies saying that men are very, they don't take in the effort. They come to dates wearing soccer T-shirts, and then in 150 rand. That is okay, and I'm wearing like a 1.5 jersey. I'm just saying the meme out loud.
That's true, because girls feel like when you're wearing a football jersey, you've chipped out. But no, those shirts are expensive.
So when I was sure no.
And I was wearing a Springbok shirt at date night. So I don't know.
And it's Springbok so it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to our guest. So do you plan on continuing to play professionally soon?
I'm planning, because I'm busy training now. I don't know what might happen in the next couple of weeks. I mean, I've got training sessions there. I've got training sessions with people. So we do want to come back to football, but then it's not us that decide. It's the team, the management of the other team in La Pozo Corner.
Okay. So guys, if you're managing a team, please consider Hlums to be part of your team. He's such a great player. The fact that he's on my podcast means he's such an amazing player. I do promise you that. But also, before we close, is there any advice that you'd like to give to the young upcoming soccer players who want to actually play professional? Something that you've learned, the mistakes that you've learned that you actually want them to learn from,
To the young ones, I'd say, okay. You need to focus on that particular thing, because as young ones, they get distracted easily. Maybe they get distracted about amantombazana or Zwala, and then they forget the end goal. Okay, I still want to become a professional soccer player. Like elokishini maybe was go to volleyball. I think the young ones, it gets into the head. It's okay, I'm young, he's a sister, and he hasn't been anywhere. He's just playing locally. So I'd say to them to just not lose focus, to be steady, to be ready, and just keep working hard up until they get where they want to be.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for joining us. That's actually.
So can I get one more in? With the retirement age in football being so low, do you think that it's advisable? It's a good career choice for young people going in, or do you think there's something that you can still look forward to after? Because like usually players retired like 30, 35, right?
I think 38 there.
38, ne?
40 is your limit, but then there's a guy now who just got promoted to play in the PSL at the age of 40. So
really,
yeah.
Oh, so how many years is he gonna play?
Now he kept on City, kept on 40.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be making his PSL debut at 40, 41.
So you don't think it's a hindrance, the retirement age thing?
It's about how you keeping fit, how you controlling your body, how you taking charge of your body.
Yeah.
So if uzophuza usenza in
yeah,
at 36, 37, it's shy. But if you're training hard, then I think you can make 40, 42, 43.
And also if you don't get an injury.
Injuries also, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Okay, guys, that brings us to the end of our show. Ladies, take note. I was also trying to learn as much as I can, because I only watch soccer if I am forced to, or if it's actually trending somewhere. But this was an amazing, informative session, and I hope to our audience, male or female, you've actually caught up some information. So no shade to the Kaizer Chiefs fans. We don't have a problem with Kaizer Chiefs. We are good, ne? I was just talking. And then Kamuti, we cleared it up. So please, anyway, we'll see you next time. Please don't forget to follow us on social media platforms. I am your host, DJ Mahlatse, and I'm closing the podcast. Thank you. Bye.